Hey guys, Jake Breen here with Team Utah Cribs at Berkshire Hathaway Utah Properties. Here we are at the end of March 2020, and it's a time of uncertainty and volatility. 10 to 12 years ago during the recession, we had a point where over 1/3 of all properties for sale in Salt Lake County were either short sales or foreclosures. People really struggled, and many declared bankruptcy. During that exact same time, though, I had some opportunistic clients make some phenomenal strategic decisions that led to great returns just a few years down the road. I don't mean to make light of COVID-19 and what people are going through right now, or relate that specifically to the recession, because there are many differences. But I do believe there are some sound real estate principles that will continue to be true in this time of volatility. And implementing these strategies can not only give you comfort, but they can also make this an opportunistic period for future wealth creation. I'm going to go over 3 of them in this video, so give me a moment to explain. First, go to cash and be patient. 2, most experts are saying this will be a V-shaped recovery and not a U-shaped recovery. And staying power. You haven't lost any equity if you don't need to sell. Let's explore all of these a little bit further, okay? So going to cash and being patient. I've talked with a few of my close friends who are also really big real estate investors here in Salt Lake County over the past 10 days. And all of them have been patient and gone to cash as much as they can. What do we mean by going to cash? Access any available credit lines you have to you while rates are low and hold that cash. Have it be ready and available to you so that you could make quick, opportunistic real estate decisions. 2, V-shaped recovery. Let me share with you a quick article that I believe is one of the most strategic, thoughtful thinkers that I've seen of the hundreds of articles that I've read over the last 10 days. And this was sent to me by my good friend Josh Metal, who's one of the top lenders. And this study specifically, I know it's difficult to see on your screen, but this study specifically goes over pandemics that have been experienced over the last couple of decades and the areas in which they were hit the hardest and what we saw happen to real estate sales during the pandemic. Now, I know you can't see the numbers, but let me just go over a few highlights for you. And I want you to pay specific attention, not to the numbers, but to the curve in this chart. So you can see what we mean by a V-shaped recovery, okay? During SARS, China saw about a 90% decrease in the hardest hit areas in real estate transactions during a short period of when this sickness was at its peak. However, as soon as it started getting under control, they saw sales rebound right back to where they were 1 week prior to the outbreak. So recessions, especially the last real estate recession we had in Salt Lake County, was almost 4 years long. It started declining in 2008. It bounced around the bottom and got worse and worse and worse for 4 years. And median price declined 34% in Salt Lake County. Most experts are saying, based on other pandemics, that it will be bad news, bad news, bad news, and then as the outbreak gets under control, we will see a very swift rebound. In fact, some national real estate experts, including Lawrence Yun, who's the economic advisor for NAR, the National Association of Realtors, let me share this with you, did an interview just 2 days ago with one of the top coaches and trainers in the world in real estate, Brian Buffini. And again, I know you can't specifically read these quotes, but here's some of the highlights of what they discussed over this hour-long interview. And Lawrence, who I like to really pay attention to because he specifically goes over data, and I'm really a data-driven person, says things like, people need to be reminded to be resourceful, staying at home, but if you're staying at home, how can you be resourceful? And once the all clear signal is addressed to say the virus situation is over, I think we're going to see a great, robust rebound in people searching for homes. Another quote, half of Americans don't have any exposure to the stock market, so they're just looking at buying while mortgage rates are low. Real estate is always going to be a safe haven where people are putting their investment. It's impossible to project at this stage. Data is rear view looking. So what most experts are saying is, well, right now it's volatile and we don't really know how long this will go, but it will likely be short-lived when looking backwards, and the recovery will be V-shaped. So we will be paying attention to some key statistics such as showings, which is something that's never been tracked before. You can't statistically go on a website and see how many showings are occurring, but we have two software ways in which I've already reached out to the Salt Lake Board of Realtors to see if we can specifically track key boxes being accessed and showing time, which is a software a lot of realtors use, and how many showings are occurring. We will track that, and I believe as we see the outbreak get under control, we will see a swift rebound. Third strategy, staying power. Let me repeat what I said. You haven't lost equity if you don't need to sell. It's kind of like logging into your 401k every day and being obsessed and getting depressed over it. Don't worry about the market. Real estate data will lag a couple months because it's an escrow period. So we won't see statistically declining values for a bit here, but it's likely it'll happen in the short term and then rebound back. But if you don't need to sell, don't worry about it. If you are looking to be opportunistic and buy, be patient, have the cash, and be strategic in when you time making offers along that V-shaped recovery. And we can watch this and tell you when we think is the most opportunistic time. And if you have staying power, don't stress it. Stay in your real estate. And when we look in the rearview mirror, this will be a great time of learning, but also an opportunistic time. And when we look in the rear, it's most experts are saying it will be short-lived. I hope that's helpful for you. If you have any questions here at Utah Cribs, no strings attached. We're here to help educate you so you can stay educated when it comes to your real estate. Thanks for tuning in.